All right, we're talking about inequalities, leading from inequalities that we would solve an inequality for, creating a number line graph, and then creating interval notation. And our interval notation is going to talk about the border on the left, border on the right. Do we include the border on the right? Do we include the border on the left? And comma between them. If we do include the border on the right, it would be a square bracket. If we don't include the border on the right, it would be a rounded bracket. So let's keep that in mind, and we'll move forward to a couple different situations. This is a chart that talks about all types of different situations. With the equal sign, we would include that border. With the equal sign, x is less than or equal to b, less than or equal to b, we'd use a square bracket in both the graph, number line graph, and the interval notation. All right, so let's go to an example we used before, but here's another example. A is greater than or equal to negative 5. All right, well, A is greater than or equal to negative 5. Where's my number line graph? So we've solved our inequality. Maybe we've come to something that says A is equal to, or sorry, greater than or equal to negative 5. All right, well, you know what? Here's my negative 5 right there. A is, and the only criteria we have is A, our solution, is greater than or equal to negative 5. So all these numbers over here are greater than or equal to negative 5, right? And if we've got greater than or equal to negative 5 could be our solution, could be part of our solution, because negative 5 is greater than or equal to negative 5, and in fact it is equal to. So because it's equal to, or it could be equal to, we put a square bracket there. Let's see, so now we've got our number line set up, and we've got it almost set up. We've got to remember that this number line goes off to infinity, positive infinity. And I'll put positive infinity over there, because dot, 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 it gets out there to positive infinity. So now from our number line graph, we can say, what's our border on the left? Because with the interval notation, we're talking about border to border. And do we include the border? Do we not include the border? And a comma between them. So that'd be square or rounded bracket, square or rounded bracket, or square or rounded bracket. These are if we don't include the border. And the square brackets are if we do include the border. All right, so up here, A is greater than or equal to negative 5. So our border is negative 5 on the left. On the right side, positive infinity, or we can just put infinity. On the left side, our solution could include negative 5. So A is greater than or equal to negative 5. All right, could include negative 5. So we put a square bracket there because we could include negative 5 in our solution. Infinity, can A equal to infinity? Not usually. Buzz Lightyear can get to infinity. We can't. So we always put, for negative infinity or positive infinity, we put a rounded bracket because we can never get there. And then put a comma between them. And there's our interval notation. For this inequality, interval notation would be negative 5, comma, infinity, square bracket by negative 5, round bracket by infinity. And there's our interval notation.